This is Chapter 2, Section 2 Notes. Today we're going to be solving two-step equations. So there's going to be two steps involved to solving these equations. So for number 1, I have 2x plus 3 equals 15. The first thing I have to do is get rid of the positive 3 or plus 3, so I'll have to subtract 3 from both sides. That cancels out the positive 3 and the negative 3, so I'll have 2x left over, and then 15 minus 3 is 12. And then to get rid of the 2x, this is really 2 times x, so I will divide each side by 2. Okay, and then I will get x equals 6 as my final answer. So for number 2, I start off with x minus 7 divided by 3 equals 12. Well, I want to get rid of the fraction first, so I want to kind of get rid of this 3 on the bottom. So because it's dividing by 3, my first step is going to be to multiply both sides by that same 3. So those two will cross off, and then I'll have x minus 7 left on this side, and then 12 times 3 will be 36. Now, this is a pretty simple one-step equation. X minus 7 equals 36, so I add 7 to both sides. So I get x equals 43. This next question is an application problem. It says you are running for class president. You are making brochures and a large poster to a campaign. You plan to use half a sheet of construction paper for each brochure. You need 5 sheets of construction paper for the large poster. You only have a total of 18 sheets of construction paper. How many brochures can you make? So you want to read through that problem and get a couple, or at least one, equation to solve. So you need half a sheet for every brochure, so 1/2 times the number of brochures, plus 5 sheets for that large poster, and you only have 18 sheets, so everything has to equal 18 sheets. So this should be your equation, 1/2 b for brochure plus 5 equals 18. Now this is a two-step problem to solve. So you're going to go ahead and subtract 5 from both sides, and you'll get 1/2 b equals 13. And then if you multiply by 2, because that's really the reciprocal of 1/2, you'll get the number of brochures you can make is 26. Okay. I would like you to pause the video here and complete the 4 guided practice problems below. So for the first guided practice problem, you had to add 3 to both sides. That gives you 8 equals t divided by 2. And then to get rid of the divided by 2 part, you'd multiply both sides by 2 to get 16 equals t. For number 2, you have to first multiply by 4 on both sides to get rid of the fraction. So 6 times 4 is 24, and that equals just x minus 2. And then you'll add 2 to both sides to get x equals 26. For number 3, you want to subtract 8 on both sides. That still leaves you with negative t equals negative 5. Now, because there's a negative here, that's actually meaning there's a negative 1. So I still have to get rid of that negative 1 times t. So I'm going to divide each side by negative 1. So I'll get t equals 5 for number 3. Number 4, I'm going to start by adding 5 to both sides. So I get x divided by 3 equals 9. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of this fraction. And so I'll get x equals 27.